Feel the fear and do it anyway. How to turn your fear and indecision into confidence and action. My wife read that book, and soon afterwards we left our good, well-paid, pensionable jobs in London and relocated to Clonmel in August 2007. And we haven't looked back since, mainly because it's too painful to do so. But with the economic collapse and the recession that followed, timing is everything. As well as enrolling our children in the local schools, we also enroll them in art classes once a week at the South Tipperary Art Centre. And it was there that I noticed a challenging little advert in their window. It said, model required. €50 an hour. I think I could do that, I said to myself. And after a few weeks of hesitation, I acted. The lady at the desk replied, yes, it's for the life drawing class, and yes, it is €50 an hour, but you do know that you'll be nude. No problem, I said to myself. So I rang Ronnie Fitzgerald on the number I was given. And he said that he was really looking for a female model, but that none was forthcoming. So I did my heroic duty as a newly arrived model citizen of Clonmel, on the understanding that I'd do alternate weeks if a lady did come forward. The sessions were 2 hours long, one evening per week over 5 weeks, and as it turned out, I ended up doing the second and the fourth week. Now, I have to admit to feeling a mild sense of apprehension as my day approached. And on the day itself, I experienced an increasing feeling of unease, because I knew I was going to do something like this. Oh dear. So what was I to do? Feel the fear? In the shower, before setting off, I was keenly aware, that this old 1959 issue birthday suit was looking the worst for wear and tear. And I set off with a heavy heart. And as I entered the building, I felt a physical sense of fear and panic. The room was large, and Ronnie had arranged plenty of heaters to keep me warm. The class began to arrive, about 12 to 15, and all of them were ladies. I went off to a back room, undressed, and returned with just a dressing gown and sandals on, and stood there, surrounded by a semicircle of easels. Phantoms of self-consciousness plagued my mind. Every physical flaw was magnified out of all proportion. Ronnie introduced me to the group and said, "This is Mick's first time modelling." I suppose I was doing the equivalent in modelling terms of my icebreaker. My nerve endings were tingling and sparking as adrenaline coursed through my veins. Oh, it was fight or flight. My mobile phone was in flight mode, and so was I. I wanted to do a runner. Today I was going to go down in history. I'd also go down in physics and geography, but that's another story. The moment had arrived, the denouement. I stepped out of my sandals. And removed my dressing gown. Some of you were in the wrong club. That club is down the road. I told myself I had the body of a god. But it was a pity it was the Buddha. Oh, I wish I'd done more exercise and sit-ups that I'd always promised myself. I whispered to Ronnie that I was feeling intense, irrational fear. Yes, you're grand, Mick. So the last guy doing this was a young fellow, and he stood there and turned green and collapsed onto the floor. That didn't put my mind at rest. Good grief, I was feeling terrible dread at this stage. To paraphrase Shakespeare, to pee or not to pee. Anyone who's been in Brussels will be aware that this is the mannequin piece. Yeah. And I was feeling like the mannequin piece myself. I'd been here earlier, but I was so nervous, I wasn't too sure I'd finished. Well, to continue with Shakespeare, it all turned out to be much ado about nothing. I conquered my fear and became a natural at going au natural. And I felt the same as I was coming here. The next challenge had brought me here to your Toastmasters club to reveal myself through words. Feel the fear and do it anyway, I say.